Hello everyone, my name is John Bussart. I'm an HP Solution Center engineer for Ingram Micro. I help support servers, blade systems, storage, as well as networking technology solutions from HP. In this series of videos, we're exploring the ProLiant Generation 9 line of servers. What I like to do in my videos is I like to show you a slide from a popular PowerPoint and then explain to you what that means within a management interface. Today I've chosen a ProLiant DL360 Generation 9 server. Now this system's been already unboxed, but I still thought there would be a little bit of value in exploring this system and its components. The system I have is going to be a little bit different than what you're seeing on the screen. The system on the screen has 8 small form factor hard drives as well as an optical drive. Now there are different drive configuration options you can get for this system, such as you could remove the optical drive and have 10 small form factor drives, or the system you'll be looking at today from me, it'll have 4 large form factor drives. So typically you're going to be seeing the configuration of what you see on the screen, but I still thought again there was some value in showing you this system. Alright, so this DL360, this is a 1U version of another system that we've talked about, which is a DL380 Gen 9 server. So it still uses the same chipset as well as processors. So we still have the ability to get up to 3/4 of a terabyte of RAM, as well as processors with up to 18 cores each, or 36 cores per system. So with that being said, let's explore this system. Okay, here's the front of our DL360 Gen 9 server. This system is configured with 4 large form factor hard drives. All right, so certainly it's more typical to see small form factor hard drives in the system, but they do have options to put large form factor drive. This is what one of the large form factor drives looks like. All right, it's very similar to look and feel as a small form factor hard drives, but obviously it's a little bit larger. There's only one drive in this system because it came out of a big data implementation, and their redundancy came out of the scale of the solution rather than the internal drives. Right. So some other things that are here. Here is your ILO information as well as your serial number. Okay. And over here, you've got some diagnostic LEDs as well as a USB 3.0 port. All right, so that's the front of the system. Let's take a look at the back. Okay, this is the back of our DL360 Gen 9 server. All right. Over here is the location for our power supplies. This little purple here means hot pluggability. All right, this port wine color, as they like to say. And it does us no good right now because I only have one power supply installed, but I could install a second power supply in this bay if I felt like it. I could do that easily by removing this filler panel and installing this drive. So all the Gen 9 servers, the 300 series Gen 9 servers, take this power supply, so you have the ability to stock this one part and give yourself an extra power supply inside your stock room. And it'll slide right in there. So some other things, we have PCI Express 3.0 slots. We can have up to 3 of them inside our system. Right, this one's full height, and we've got 2 that are half height. Right. Something else, we have our VGA port over here. We have 4 1 gig network adapters built onto the motherboard. Okay. Over here we have our dedicated out-of-band management port, our ILO port. If we wanted the optional serial port, we could put that here, as well as some USB ports. And if we wanted to add some more onboard network adapters, we could do that here through a flex LOM slot. And we'll talk a little bit about that once we get in on the inside of this server. Okay, this is the top of our DL360 Gen 9 server. Before we go inside, I would like to point out this little sticker here. You may have seen some marketing material on there. The sticker says, "Try the first terabyte on us." And what it is the free license for a Store Virtual VSA SAN appliance, so virtual SAN appliance. Something I would suggest looking into. It's a pretty good value that they give it to you for free. It's a nice piece of software. With that being said, let's open this up. So right here is the lever. Pull that back. Right. And then one of the things I like to point out right away on the back of the cover on all HP servers is some valuable information on the day-to-day maintenance of the system, such as configuring RAM, dip switches, and whatnot. So this is the inside of the system. Again, these are the two power supplies that we installed over here. These are the system fans. Again, they're all that port wine purple color, so we could remove them while the system is on, up and running. That's one of the fans, and there's the connector. And we could set that over here. All right, these are the two processors. Obviously, these are the memory banks associated with these two processors. Some other things to point out is here's a micro SD card slot, as well as a couple internal USB ports. This is our first riser board. Let me pull that out. There's no tools that are needed for that. All right, and we can see that it's got one riser on this side, which is an 8X slot, and if we flip it over, we've got a 16X slot on the other side. All right, so this is two. This is what comes naturally with the system. I want to buy the expansion card and install it in here, and I can get a third riser, and this over here will kind of come out to go along with that. Okay. Now this empty space here is for the Flex LAN or the Flex LAN on motherboard. So the server definitely comes with 4 integrated 1 gigabit adapters, but I have the ability to add an extra adapter, and this is actually what a Flex LAN card looks like. All right, and this one here is actually a 2-port 10 gig base T adapters, but they have 4-port 1 gig adapters, so you could have a total of 8 gig down on the motherboard, or obviously they have 10 gig fiber-based adapters as well. So this is pretty easy to install. I've already taken apart the back maintenance plate, but after you do that, you just kind of fit this guy in here and push down on little blue levers, and it's in there, and then you got to tighten it up with the 1 thumb screw. Now, I told you this system was a part of a scale-out cluster solution, so it doesn't have any RAID controller. The RAID controller would go right here, and it's an option that you can add on or leave off. This guy's kind of has the one hard drive connected to the motherboard. I've taken a RAID controller from that DL360 that we were looking at, so it's the same RAID controller that goes in this system. There's the connector here, and this is a P440AR adapter, and all we do is plug this guy in here. There's a couple of rubber stoppers we need to pull out first, though. Let me grab those, set this down, it plugs right in, and then we would screw in these adapters. Now, it comes with an optional longer cable. I didn't grab that from the other server, but you'd take that and you'd plug that guy in there if you wanted to. But it's really easy to install. Again, you just screw it on down. Again, that's the adapter itself. System goes together pretty easily. Alright, so that's a quick tour of a DL360 Gen 9 server. I hope you enjoy this video and stay tuned for more videos.